case of, like, say, an exploitation film, like, they pretty much only struck like between 12 and 20 prints of each one that went out theatrically, and they'd always come back to their own archives. And I have a funny story about Dave Friedman. So when Mike Vraney got involved with him in the early 90s and went to the Film Vault on Cordova Street for Sunny Amusement Enterprises and for EVI, which was Dave's company. And so what was funny was Mike would ask, well, how come you only have like 1 or 2 prints of, let's say, Space Thing or, Smell of Honey, Swallow Run or whatever it was. And Dave would tell Mike, well, after a while, when there wasn't in market for any theatrical with these, and we were just paying for storage, we would literally put full truckloads of these and dump them into the Pacific Ocean off a pier.
That was their solution.
That was their solution back then. So there's probably like lots of rusty cans and films at the bottom in Santa Monica or someplace. Yep. But that was just the thing. It's like most of these low budget companies, they didn't hang on to everything. So the fact that when we find a print of a lost film, it's exciting. And it's like, this might be the only one. Because I lived with so much of this material for so long. It's not just the boxes, but like every rusty can and like the little tape around the cans with the movie lab logos and the like faded handwriting and stuff. It's just, at the time, it seemed just so overwhelming when, you're surrounded by this stuff. But in retrospect now, it's like, each one of these things is precious, and I'm so grateful to have been able to like be part of this journey and to know that it's going to continue and also be preserved.
I'm looking right there and I see a white. You want to explain your white, the beautiful white.
Okay.
You guys have the most amazing. There's a little, Linda, if you want to catch it. There's a little thing. It says Thunder and Dixie, okay. But it's
right there. So that's a racing movie from 1964, and it's a print, so it's in a metal can. So what Mike would do when we would get the different collections is most of the cans would already be like pretty beat up and rusty, and he would actually take the films out of the can and then take like a wire brush and just scrub all the rust off of them as much as he could, and then spray paint them with Rust-Oleum and then put the films back in them. So for the most part, it helped a little, but not that much.
Well, I say that because you have these beautiful, you're used to seeing these beat up, rusty cans.
There would be like rows and rows of white, block lettering on the cans and stuff. And most people don't know this, but being a film preservation company and archive, it is a huge labor of love because there's so much stuff and it weighs a fucking lot. Saturday night, I'm talking with one of my favorite New England weirdos, and he was asking me about like movies that he would like to see come out on Blu-ray. And he's like, is anybody going to do anything with Deadly Organ, which is Feast of Flesh, and it's this Argentinian horror movie. And I'm like, well, I know pretty sure that Steven Morowitz has the film elements for it, so if anybody's going to do anything with it, it's him. So this is a very highly desirable film that should come out. And Alley Tramp, Herschel Gordon Lewis's first attempt at a sexploitation film. It's not bad. Okay, Lust in the Flesh. That's a really great one, and it's also from my favorite year of sexploitation, which is 1965. That's when you start seeing some roughies and that kind of classic, black bras and panties and stockings look, and it stars a bunch of really great people like Gigi Darlene, and there's negative there, so that would be a nice one to come out. What a lot of people may not understand is, let me find one of the negative films. So for instance, to be able to make one film, it's not like a 3-reel print. You actually have to have your audio and your picture tracks, so you have multiple cans that are just for one film. So you gotta imagine, like, each one of these stacks pretty much represents one movie, and that takes up a lot of space. Alright, this is the other big one that you need to do. Murder a la mode, Brian De Palma's first film. And here it's actually like 2 rows of film cans, so I have to look at it. So it's the 35mm fine grain master,
yep.
Wow. Yeah. Talk about a rare film. But no, it's really, I don't know, it warms my heart to see it all again. But I have to say, I don't miss them. I'm glad they're here.